Cha, my people, wonder shall never end, guys. Oh, this story, as I listen to Mary's story, my people, I nearly shed tears, my people, everywhere. Don't she gbegbe for the social media. The thing will make me come shed tears, my people. Be say, Mary, you know this your story, everything, and God will just place you for better place while you listen to people. God dey follow your husband do problem like this. Guys, no be small thing o, my people. Mary don come talk im story, how she take grow, how she pass through, how her mother take suffer for her papa, and how her papa take maltreat her mama, my people. But before I go dive into today's gist, if I no greet my amazing Odogwu subscriber, wetin I come gain for the internet space? Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl UK Baby Gold. Hope you guys are good, hope you guys are fine. If you are new here, you are welcome. If you are old here, you're super welcome. My people, I've never subscribed to now. They wait for now. Make una subscribe. Make una dey watch my video now. What I do now? Make una dey watch the video till the end. Sometimes na the end dey make sense. Make una no skip. Make una dey watch am, guys. I know say lately, I know they took on the post, my people, because for this period I dey busy well, and I promise una say I go make time to come dey post as before, my people. Mary now, she don come share her story, but my people, wetin all evil dey pain me is that you know all this thing and God put you for lemon hand. I know say lemon is not perfect, e get you for body, because I go still bring lemon video come this table. You no understand, my people, but as God put you, and lemon family na one family wey no accept you, but as the girl wey smart, wey sharp, the boy still go ahead and disobey im family, marry you suppose to know say this boy, he love you well. You for dey give am accolade every morning. When you wake up, you say good morning sir, ekarosa. Una understand, my people? And you for come do well be say lemon im family na they will later come accept you, say no be as we dey reason this girl she be o, she's a very nice girl, to be honest, my people. But Mary, the way wey you take do all this issue, e go make the family now come dey tell their pikin say we no see am. Wetin old people go clamp, small pikin no go see am. And that your mother dey call big mama Mary, she no just try at all. She no want your progress, because maybe she go dey think say you dey succeed, her own children no dey succeed. Na im make she cause all this katakata, because I believe say I wish your mother, your real biological mother, say e no go let all this thing happen to you. E go put you, carry you sit down, give you sense, say no do this man like this. Man wey love you disobey family to marry you, you need to respect that man, because not be every man dey do that thing. Abi my people, how una take see this issue? Now this one say make I bring come una table, guys. I go leave una here, make una lis ten to the rest of Mary life story. Very touchy. Thank you guys for liking, for sharing, and God bless you. Enjoy the rest of the video.
So guys, I want to say a short story about my mom and how she lived her life with my dad. I'm not supposed to say this, but I've been feeling sick for a while because of my mom. I've been thinking about her so much lately, and my dad was the breadwinner of our family, and which is normal in all marriages. The man is supposed to be the breadwinner. He's supposed to be the one to always bring out money, and but luckily, at a point during that period, my dad did a lot of things to my mom that we didn't know about. But I found out, let me just say, months before my mother passed on. Like I said, it's just a short story. I just want to brief you guys, because till now I haven't forgiven my dad. I haven't done that because he hurt my mom so much. So what really happened was, I was a child growing up. My dad was a Muslim and my mom was a Christian. My mom is from Delta State. My dad is from Kwara State. Yeah, I said Kwara State. Like I used to tell you, I'm from Ijebu, but that will be a story for another day. My mom was from Delta and my dad was from Kwara State. So My dad was a Muslim, but after he lost his job, sorry, excuse me. My family was very, very sweet. Not until my dad lost his job. And since then, he became, I don't know how to put it, but he was not happy. And which is normal. There's nobody that will be happy that he or she lost her job, or you know what I'm saying. My dad lost his job and he became someone else entirely. He started treating my mom like she was absolutely nothing. At the point I tried to understand him that it was because he was not able to bring food to the table anymore. And my mom was working in the council. I'm a ward of council, sorry. She had an office there, but there was someone in that office that didn't make my mother have peace of mind. It was always, as a boss, these Yoruba people, when they are the boss of a woman. And my mom was a Delta woman that was working in the midst of Yoruba people. And, there was this much dislike on her. A lot of people didn't like her. But she's very, very smart, intelligent, and bold. She told herself that no matter what these people do, she's still going to outshine them. And she did it. She had favors from different people. When you are a person with a pure heart, people will surely like. I'm not saying my mom is a perfect woman. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying she's perfect or anything, but she's an angel in form of a human being. Do you get it? Let me just say this is the part 1 of my mom's story, and another day will be part 2. So at work, she was not always happy. She would go to work, she's not always happy going to work, coming back always sad. But she was making her money. Then one day while coming back from work, she saw a blank spot where a woman was doing roasted yam and stew beans, and all those roasted yam they sell on the streets. And she saw this space is going to bring out something nice, and she went to the head of their head office, and there was this man that was very, very close to her, which is like her best friend. He's a man, she's a woman. Some people are going to look at it and maybe they were having an affair or something, but no, they were very, very close. And this man's wife loves my mom so much because at some point my mom always talked to her and advice. How women, married women do now. One day my mom went to meet the man that she wanted that space. And sometimes when in council, all this council now, once you have mark on something, this illegal, nobody can drag it, you get. So she got a container and decided to mount it there, where she did in the midnight. We did with some area boys that are like my uncles, they are like my brothers. They helped my mom and we all mounted there. Sorry, I've not been feeling too. I'm having cold. They mounted it. The next day, everybody were like, who put container here? Who do this one? Gradually, my mom started building the shop on her own with her salary in council, and the tokens they give to them in council. You see, when I saw my mom, I saw a very, very bold, courageous woman. When I look at her, I don't know, but I'm kind of like saying the story to let go of her memories, because it has been biting me. And yeah, sorry, this month is going to be her birthday, but I'm sorry guys, this month is going to be her birthday, and as my mom, I have never for one day like celebrate her in a big way. I always get her a tiny gift, and I always get a little things on her birthday. So finally we mounted her shop, and gradually the shop became something. And I asked her, Mom, what do you want to sell? She was like, she wants to open a wine bar just for wine. I'm like, wine? In Nigeria? Like, I do not understand. Like, our area is not even a place for wine. But she said, no, anything is possible. She gets it. We had a transport office beside us. There was this hotel also, and there was a car wash, all this busy area. She said she will make it, that is what she wants. I'm like, okay, what name do you want to give the shop? And she was like, Omi's Bar Wine and Liquor. Omi's Bar Wine and Liquor. I was like, okay, if that's what you want to give your shop, then there's no problem. Before you know, she did a chef. We went to the market, she bought wines and different brands. And when I looked at it, I smiled. But one thing my mom always do when she goes to the market, I'm always the first to pray on our markets before she even opens the carton. She always asks me to pray on it. Then I'll pray. And we always have sales. I don't know her kind of person, but she always believes that when I am the first to touch our market, she's gonna sell. And that really made it make me believe I was special to my mom, because I'm always the first to pray on our market. When I did, I started selling, but my mom was so scared to show me to the world. People are actually something else, and my mom would be like, I'm like, she really doesn't let me go out. She doesn't let me. My mom is very, very, very strict. Like, when I tell you somebody is very strict, she is extraordinarily strict. I was her only child. My mom and I were very, very close, but at the same time, when she started making money, she gave me distance. A bond between a mother and a child, all of a sudden but that doesn't mean she doesn't love me. Don't get me wrong, my mom loves me so much. So when she started working, she was in the council, and all of a sudden she became a politician. She was an APC member before, but at a point she said no, she doesn't like APC because their vote or whatever is too much, that she wanted to go to PDP. I'm like, okay, you're working for APC and you want to be a political member of PDP. Like, who does that? Don't you think it's too dangerous? She's like, no, she doesn't mind. She will do it. She will do that. I said, you're already having problems with them because they don't like you already because you're an Igbo woman. Some people always say Delta, they're not Igbos anyway. You're a Delta woman and they're all Yorubas. They don't like you already, so now you want to do something that is going to make them even not want you. She's like, she's going to do it. That's her decision. I'm like, okay, fine, I will support you as long as you're not hot, because I really hate it when my mom cries and I don't like it. So I'm like, okay, no problem, there you go. She joined PDP. From a member of PDP, always like going for campaigns and doing things. My mom started becoming a leader in PDP. I was amazed. A leader in PDP. from a nobody to somebody. You know, at a point, I was scared because she was beginning to have a position which was making her give me distance as a child. And she was starting to be distance from home because she was a woman that controlled a lot of people. And my dad told her to stop politics. She told my dad that she was not going to do it. There and there, a problem with my dad started. You know, at a point I looked at my dad. You no longer bring food to the table. She's the one bringing food to the table. Why are you telling her to stop what she's doing? That is the only thing that makes her. That's the only reason why we're able to eat. That's the only reason why we're able to survive. So why would you tell her to stop? You get? My dad and I were not really close. We were not. I had an accident when I was very tender. We were all scared because everybody thought I was gonna pass on from there because it was really bad. You know, I was under a moving vehicle, and you know, all these roads that are very rough. I was under a moving vehicle, and the car was going. You know, my face was scattered. When my mom was not around, I was looking for my mom, which led to what happened. You know, they used bikes to chase the moving vehicle, and they blocked that, and they were able to retrieve me from the vehicle. I was rushed to the hospital. My mom came. My mom was scared. I really thought I would have, my face would have been dismantled because, damn, the accident was. But I thank God for life, though. I'm a girl like having no scar on her face. I didn't know I was gonna be okay, but we give God the glory. You know, my dad started having issues with my mom. There was a day we were going to church. My dad was lying down, and my mom asked for transport to go to church because she was not really having cash on her. You know, my dad did like he was not hearing what my mom was saying. And that was the first time I think he would lay his hand on her. I don't know, maybe he has been doing that when I was a baby, but when I grew up, that was the first time I was seeing him do that to my mom. You know, as a child and as a girl child, I was scared. When my mom asked him, he didn't say anything. He kept her quiet, only for my mom to touch his pocket and he used his leg to hit her. From there, glass goes. I was scared. I cried. People came, and that was how we didn't go to church again. I looked at my dad. I'm like, because of money to go to church, she did this to her. Why? Because you're a Muslim. You know, which is why sometimes I really do not like Christians ending up with Muslims. I feel they're always too, you know, I don't know how to put it, but my mom called his friends. They came, they spoke to my dad. My dad apologized to my mom, and she accepted. I looked at her, I was like, you accepted? At that time I know say love there exists. You know. They continued, we're okay. My dad would always call me to wash his car. I used to wash my dad's car because then I used to behave like a boy. I was never like a girl. I never behaved like a girl. For one day, my mom was the one that made sure I became a woman, because my life was like a tomboy. So I was like a boy. I always wear my dad's shirts, wearing big trousers. Always, and I was very small. Even till now, I'm still small. I was very small, and you know, I always watch my dad's car. Other girls like me would look at me. That's what this girl is doing. Even boys, those times that all these girls used to have crushes and crush. I had a crush on the guy, but that didn't stop me from doing what I wanted to do. I always watch my dad's car in the streets. People see me. Some people even dash me money. Before my dad goes, I tell him to pay for the car that I wash. He would pay. One day I always felt like my dad hated me so much, but I didn't know why I had that feeling why my dad hated me so much, but I said okay. There was a day I offended my dad. He started beating me in the public with belt. Someone rushed to call my mom in the shop, and when my mom came, my mom was very angry. She took me up and took me to the shop and warned my dad never to try it again. So one day, I really don't know what happened when my mom found out about my dad. They got separated, never to see each other again. My dad would call me on the phone and be like, he wants to talk to me. I'll come out, I'll talk to my dad. We go out. He asks permissions from my mom before he takes me out. My mom, she'll never deprive her husband from talking to the child. I'll always go. There was a day my dad called me. I was at the shop with my mom. My mom was like, go and meet him. I went to meet my dad, and my dad was a cab driver, like more like an Uber, but he picks special customers, all these big VIP customers. Those are the people he always pick. When my dad called me, I went to meet him. He parked in front of Chisco Park, and I was like, he said I should look inside the car. And looking inside the car, I saw a woman with two kids. One was around 13, 12, and the other was around 8, 9. I was like, I don't understand. Are they your customer? Why are you showing them to me? He said, that is your brother and your sister. Hello. My brother, my sister, how? He was like, those are my siblings, but I shouldn't tell my mom. I shouldn't tell my mom. So why did you tell me? He said he wanted me to know them. I'm like, wow. After a while, that woman that my dad showed to me was selling bread in front. Let me just say, this is my mom's shop. Beside my mom's shop is a car wash. She was selling bread in front of that car wash. I always saw the kids. They were so loving and caring, When I go and buy bread, she doesn't collect money. When my mom goes to buy bread, she doesn't collect money. I'm like, this woman is nice to us. My mom said maybe it's because she was the one that gave her the space. When you came, there was a night I came out. After my dad showed me those children, my mom asked what my dad was showing me. I said nothing. She gets it. I said nothing. Mom was like, okay. One night around 11, 12, I came out to buy bread. I saw my dad sitting beside me. My dad was like, hey, take it and go, take your change. I'm like, change. Immediately, my brain went back to the woman, because I didn't even look at her very well that day, because she was putting on some, she dressed like all this Indian, cover her face. I'm like, Nigerian woman with a dress like Indian. She gets. Immediately, I removed the clothes she used to cover those children. I now remember that these are the kids that my dad showed me. I looked at my dad. I'm like, are you serious? She's even beside my mom's shop. My dad was like, it's not what I think. I got angry. All the money in my pocket that day, I threw it on her. I gave her, I said, this is for the bread or whatever you've been giving to my mom and I went home. The next day, my mom noticed I was bothered. She was like, what happened? I now asked her, I said, Mom, do you think my dad would have children outside? My mom said, oh, no. That no matter how hard my dad and she fought, my dad would never hurt her by having children outside. I looked at my mom, I was like, oh. She said, why did I ask? I said, nothing. You know, I cried. I cried bitterly. And that was when I stopped talking to my dad. But